Have you ever wondered why sometimes things have to break before they can be made better? It's a curious observation, isn't it? And yet this paradox of progress is a fundamental part of our world, and it's something we can learn from. Take the human body, for instance. When a bone breaks, it goes through a process of repair that often leaves it stronger than it was before. It's a remarkable feat of biology. But did you know this principle applies beyond the realm of biology and into the world of economics and entrepreneurship? In economics, there's a concept known as creative destruction. It's the idea that for new industries to rise, old ones must sometimes fall. This can be a painful process, like the breaking of a bone, but it's also a necessary one. It clears the way for innovation, for progress, for growth. Without the destruction of outdated industries, we wouldn't have the technological advancements that we enjoy today. Now let's bring this concept closer to home. Consider the story of a successful entrepreneur. Let's call them Alex. Alex didn't find success overnight. In fact, their first business venture was a spectacular failure. It was their broken bone, their moment of creative destruction. But instead of letting this failure define them, Alex used it as a stepping stone. They learned from their mistakes, gained invaluable experience, and used it to build a new successful business. So, you see, the paradox of progress is not something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. Yes, there will be moments of failure, moments where things seem to break. But remember, just like a broken bone, these moments can lead to growth, to strength, to better things. So sometimes, to make it in life, we have to break it before we can fix it. But what if we're afraid to break it? What if we're afraid to fail? This fear of failure, it's a common enemy, isn't it? It's this invisible wall that stops us from taking the necessary leaps and bounds to progress. It's like a chain around our foot, keeping us tethered to the ground, preventing us from soaring into the sky. Let's consider a real-life anecdote. Picture a woman named Lisa. Lisa was well-educated, ambitious, and brimming with brilliant ideas. She was stuck in a 9-to-5 job that she didn't love, that didn't challenge her. Every day she dreamed about starting her own business, about making her mark on the world. But there was something holding her back. Can you guess what it was? Yes, it was the fear of failure. Lisa was afraid to take the risk, to step out of her comfort zone. She was afraid that if she started her own business, she might fail. She was afraid of the uncertainty, the instability. She was afraid of the potential loss of income. She was afraid of the judgment and the criticism if her business didn't succeed. And so, Lisa stayed in her unsatisfying job. She stayed in her comfort zone. She let the fear of failure hold her back from achieving her dreams. Lisa's story is not unique. There are many Lisas out there, aren't there? People who are afraid to take necessary risks, to break things, to fail. But here's the thing about failure. It's not the end of the world. It's a part of life. It's a part of learning, of growing. It's a stepping stone to success. And sometimes, in order to make it in life, we need to be brave enough to fail. We need to be brave enough to break things, to step out of our comfort zones, to take risks. Fear of failure can be the biggest obstacle to making it in life. Fear is a powerful thing, but it shouldn't be the one in the driver's seat. So how do we overcome this fear? How do we break free from these chains? That's what we'll explore in the next scene, embracing change. What if we could see breaking as a way of making room for something new? Now that's a thought worth pondering, isn't it? Embracing change, my friends, is often seen as a daunting task. It's like standing at the edge of a cliff, not knowing what lies below. But what if we switch our perspective? What if we view change not as the end, but as the beginning of a new chapter? Let's consider the story of a woman named Jane. Jane had it all, a high-powered job, a loving family, a comfortable life. But one day, everything changed. She lost her job. For most, such a situation would be devastating. But not for Jane. She saw this as an opportunity to reinvent herself, to pursue her long-lost passion for painting. She started from scratch, learning the basics, making mistakes, and most importantly, growing. Jane embraced change, and in doing so, she didn't just find a new career, she found herself. The woman who once fretted over spreadsheets and deadlines was now creating masterpieces, and she was happier than ever. You see, change, as terrifying as it may seem, is a part of life. It's a chance to step out of our comfort zones, to learn, to grow, and to become better versions of ourselves. When we resist change, we resist life itself. But when we embrace it, we open ourselves up to endless possibilities. The breaking that we fear so much, whether it's losing a job, ending a relationship, or facing a setback, is often the very thing that leads to making. It's in these moments of breaking that we find room for something new, something better, something that often surpasses our wildest dreams. So remember Jane. Remember her courage, her resilience, and her willingness to embrace change. And the next time you find yourself at the edge of that cliff, take a leap of faith. Embrace the change. Embracing change, even when it means breaking something, can be a powerful way to make it in life. But what if things break and we can't fix them? What then? Well, we find ourselves at the doorstep of resilience, the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, to spring back into shape. The toughness. It's about getting back on your feet when life has knocked you down. It's about picking up the pieces, not just to rebuild what was, but to construct something new, something better. Let's consider a real-life example. Meet John, a once successful entrepreneur who lost everything in a sudden market crash. His business, a venture he had put his heart and soul into, was gone in the blink of an eye. It was his dream, his life's work, and it was no more. For a while, John was lost, steeped in the despair of his loss. But did he let that be the end of his story? Absolutely not. John did not just sit and mourn his failure. Instead, he rolled up his sleeves and delved into the rubble of his shattered dream. He took the lessons he learned from his failure, coupled them with his undying spirit, and started a new journey. This journey was not easy. It was filled with obstacles and setbacks, but with each step, John became stronger. He faced his fears, learned from his mistakes, and grew as a person and as a leader. His resilience became his greatest ally. Today, John stands as a successful entrepreneur once more, not in spite of his failures, but because of them. So when we talk about resilience, we're not just talking about fixing what's broken. We're talking about the ability to bounce back from adversity, to learn from our failures, and to use them as stepping stones to success. It's about having the courage to face our fears, to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and continue on our journey, stronger and wiser than before. Resilience is about more than just fixing what's broken. It's about bouncing back stronger. So, do we fix it or break it to make it in life? As we've navigated the paradox of progress, faced the fear of failure, embraced change, and discovered the power of resilience, we find ourselves circling back to this question. The answer, as we've come to see, is not a simple one. In our journey through life, we encounter a multitude of situations that require us to either break or fix. The beauty of it, however, lies in the fact that these two actions are not mutually exclusive. They exist in harmony, intertwined in a dance that propels us forward. We've come to understand that breaking is not always synonymous with destruction. Instead, it often signifies the beginning of something new, a chance to start afresh, breaking old habits, breaking away from fear, breaking the chains of complacency. These are all stepping stones towards progress. Conversely, fixing is not just about mending what's broken. It's about improving, refining, perfecting. It's about learning from our mistakes and using that knowledge to build something better. Fixing is about taking the broken pieces and crafting them into a masterpiece. In essence, the process of breaking and fixing is a cycle, a continuous loop of growth and evolution. It's about understanding that sometimes we need to break in order to fix, and at other times, we need to fix in order to break. It's about realizing that both processes are integral to our journey and embracing them with open hearts. As we navigate the twists and turns of life, let's remember that it's okay to break and it's okay to fix. It's okay to fall and rise, to fail and succeed. Because in the grand scheme of things, these are the experiences that shape us, that make us who we are. Remember, sometimes you have to break it to fix it, and sometimes you have to fix it to break it. That's the balance of making it in life. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more insights like this. Thank you for watching.